Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Anthony Bassford. I'm the CEO at East Gippsland Shire Council, and I'll be your MC today. And standing here next to me is our Mayor, Councillor John White, who will also have a few things to say as we go through the ceremony. But I'd like to commence proceedings by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land in which we gather today and recognise the living culture of the Gunai-Kurnai people and the unique contribution they make to our region, and pay my respects to elders past and present and the Aboriginal community more broadly. On behalf of East Gippsland Shire Council, I extend a warm welcome to you all. And it does need to be warm today with this rain, which is great. And that's one of the good things, I reckon, about living in the country, isn't it? People don't complain when it rains. It's like, yes, bring it on. So on behalf of, I've already said that. So it's pleasing that we can offer a citizenship ceremony in person despite the COVID-19 restrictions. And that's certainly something that we really value, that we're able to do this. And I thank you for your understanding in the fact that it's being done slightly different to how we have done it in the past. So thank you for your understanding with that. Also like to welcome family members who have been able to attend and support our candidates for the Australian citizenship and to witness this very special occasion. I too have been through this back when I was younger, and it is a very special occasion. It's a really important thing to do when you come from overseas and you want to make yourself an Australian citizen. We are pleased to be able to live stream this ceremony via webcasting. And so those people that aren't able to be here can see and view this special occasion as well. Before we formally commence, I extend an invitation for you to take videos and photos as you see fit throughout the ceremony. And there'll also be an opportunity to have your photo taken with the Mayor after the ceremony, again, if you wish to. A little bit of housekeeping first, a few requests. We are conducting the ceremony in line with the COVID-19 restrictions, hence why everyone's sitting 1.5 metres apart. So please maintain that as best you can. And also there is hand sanitizer around, and please use that as you need to. I would ask that all electronic devices either be turned off or onto silent so they don't interrupt the ceremony. So if you could just check that for us, that would be great. And to our candidates, and I've just done a check before, just need to make sure that you maintain your name label on at all times and it's clearly displayed, and which it looks like everyone's got theirs on, which is great. We would appreciate if you could wait until the national anthem has been sung before you leave. And I've already acknowledged our Mayor, Councillor John White, but normally at these ceremonies, many of our other councillors would and our local members would like to attend, but unfortunately due to the restrictions, particularly in terms of the numbers of people we're able to have in the room, they're not able to join us today. So we have apologies from our councillors, apologies from the Honourable Darren Chester, the federal member for Gippsland, apologies from the Honourable Tim Bull, the state member for Gippsland East, and the Honourable David Coleman, the Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Multicultural Affairs. They've all extended their best wishes to you and hope that the ceremony goes well. This ceremony is being conducted by the authority of the Minister for Home Affairs in accordance with the Australian Citizenship Act 2007. And as I said, presiding over the ceremony is Councillor John White, Mayor of East Gippsland Shire Council. This ceremony completes the legal requirements prescribed by the Act, which requires each new citizen to make an Australian citizenship pledge. It also provides an opportunity for us to welcome you and celebrate your decision to become an Australian citizen. So it now gives me great pleasure to hand over to our Mayor, Councillor John White. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Anthony, and welcome everybody. So this morning, I'm delighted to welcome you all on behalf of East Gippsland Shire Council, particularly our candidates who will receive their Australian citizenship. Taking up Australian citizenship is a serious step. It is a symbol of your commitment to the country which you have chosen to make your home. Just as importantly, the conferment of citizenship is a symbol of Australia's commitment to you, that it is as it is the step which makes you full and equal members of the Australian community. The Parliament recognises that Australian citizenship represents full and formal membership of the Commonwealth of Australia. Australian citizenship is a common bond involving reciprocal rights and obligations, uniting all Australians while respecting their diversity. The Parliament recognises that persons granted Australian citizenship enjoy these rights and undertake to accept these obligations. By pledging loyalty to Australia and its people, by sharing their democratic beliefs, by respecting their rights and liberties, and by upholding and obeying the laws of Australia. However, no one who becomes an Australian citizen is expected to renounce their cultural identity. The customs and traditions you have grown up with are part of your heritage. It is important that you maintain these links with your past, for this cultural mix is what makes Australia unique and a special country. Today's ceremony marks the final stage in your decision to become an Australian citizen, the greatest compliment you can make to the people of Australia. Australian citizenship is a common bond which unites us all. Australia respects the diverse cultural inheritance of its citizens, and we are honoured that you have chosen to become an Australian citizen today. With citizenship comes responsibilities as well as rights. The greatest responsibility is to participate fully in our community to strengthen the freedom and openness which makes Australia unique. We in East Gippsland are delighted that you've chosen to make your home in our Shire, and I'm sure that everyone here today will agree with me when I say that it is truly a great place to live. And I said earlier, when the National Anthem was playing and you watch the big screen and it showcases our region, and that particularly shows why we love where we live here in East Gippsland. So I'd now like to read, this is a message from the Honourable David Coleman MP, Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Multicultural Affairs. So I'd just like to read his letter to you. Today you become an Australian citizen. We are immensely proud of what we have achieved as a nation, and we welcome you in joining us. Our history and culture has been forged over thousands of years, first through Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and more recently with people from all corners of the earth. Australia has succeeded as a nation by embracing and defending our national values. We believe in freedom, in the rule of law, in democracy. We believe that all people are equal, regardless of their cultural background, gender, race or religion. We are a resilient nation. We have overcome world wars, depression, drought and flood. We stand with other strong democracies in helping to defend and protect hard-fought freedoms. By committing yourself to Australia today, you have chosen to embrace our nation and its values. Like so many millions of people throughout our history, you have decided to take on the rights and responsibility of Australian citizenship. On behalf of the Australian Government, I congratulate you on reaching this very special day. It is now your responsibility to join all of us in building an even stronger nation. So that concludes the Minister's message. So on behalf of the councillors of the Shire of East Gippsland and all its people, I wish you good health, happiness and prosperity, and may you achieve your personal dreams for your future here in Australia.
Thanks, John. To our candidates for Australian citizenship today, as an Australian citizen, you are entitled under law to the same rights that are enjoyed by people born in Australia. By becoming an Australian, you are showing that you want to have a say in Australia's future. The Australian Citizenship Pledge calls upon new citizens to make a commitment of loyalty to Australia and its people. Candidates have a choice of making an oath or an affirmation in pledging their loyalty as citizens of Australia. I now invite the following candidates taking the oath under God to please stand in your place. Mr. J. Koshik. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Anthony. So please, if you could repeat this pledge line by line after me. From this time forward under God, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Take your seat, please.
Would the candidates taking the affirmation please now stand in your place as I read out your name? Mr. Bryn Jones? Is that correct? Montatip Tab Tim Tong? Tanatip Tab Tim Tong? Thai Nguyen? Yep, sorry if I didn't quite get that right. And Han Trin. Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. So, same as before, so if you could please repeat this pledge line by line after me. From this time forward, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Thank you. You may be seated.
So ladies and gentlemen, those here to support and the new citizens, congratulations. Welcome our newest Australian citizens. Now, there are the citizenship certificates and a plant, and as this is only the second ceremony held under COVID, where we've still would like the opportunity to ensure that people are able to have a photo with the Mayor when they get their certificate. Obviously, though, it's a little bit different to how we perhaps would have otherwise done it. So as I call up your name or names, please come up and take your certificate and your plant, and then we will also have our photographer take a photo of you 1.5 metres apart, but in the same frame, okay? So let's start. If Jay Koshik could please come forward. Step forward, John. Thank you. Mr. Bryn Jones. Mrs. Montatip Tab Tim Tong and Master Tantip Tab Tim Tong. Please come up. Tai Nguyen. And last but not least, Han Trin. So once again, please join me in congratulating our new Australian citizens. We welcome you and extend our sincere best wishes and happiness for the successful future. Well done, everyone. I would now like to invite the Mayor to return and for the final parts of the ceremony. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Anthony. So this morning we witnessed our new Australian citizens pledge their commitments to Australia and its people. Many Australians have not had the opportunity to do so because they were born here. Participation in an affirmation ceremony is voluntary and has no legal effect, but it is a symbolic way to increase awareness of what it means to be Australian and helps us build pride in being a citizen of this great nation. So now, I would invite all Australians who wish to publicly affirm their commitment to Australia to be upstanding and join in reciting the affirmation. Those who are not Australian citizens but still wish to declare loyalty to Australia may join in after the second line. So those who may wish to, we say this together. As an Australian citizen, I affirm my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect and whose laws I uphold and obey. Thank you for that. Now could you please, if you remain standing as we play the Australian National Anthem. congratulations again.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. That concludes the official proceedings. Congratulations on becoming Australian citizens. Please, I hope you make the most of it and have a great day. We'll see you next time.